Que hubele vatos, what's going on? Snitch-Stories here. And today I'm gonna snitch on this vato right here. His name is Raul Gonzalez. But they call this guy Sparks from the big badass 28th Street gang. Now 28th Street, their heyday was in the 1980s and 1990s out in Las Vegas. Their hood runs from Eastern down to Pecos and then from Sahara all the way out to damn near Owens, right? So 28th Street was one of the bigger gangs in Las Vegas. Now at the time, 28th Street in the 80s and 90s, they were big beefing really with any gang that would come from Southern California and try to set up shop, right? So Gonzalez, aka Sparks, this dude is down with the get down. You know what I mean? This is one down vato. So back in 1999, this dude is chilling, driving down the street with one of his homies when he sees an enemiga. So he sees a fool from 18th Street. 18th Street back in the 90s in Las Vegas, they tried to come and set up shop and they came deep and they were going at it. So he sees this fool and he says, hey, pull over to the car. He pulls over and gets out and tack, takes him out, right? So later on, he would get arrested and charged with that murder. Now, you would be thinking, right, okay, this guy's gonna get like probably 20, 30 years in prison. Nah, this dude caught a sweetheart of a deal. He ends up only getting 5 to 15 years and ends up doing about 5 or 6 years of that, right? So at this time now, he gets out, it's like 2006. And for the next 5 years or so, this dude is getting arrested, going to jail, robberies, car theft, drug sales, all kinds of crap. This guy can't stay out of jail. So in 2011, he catches an armed robbery. This dude is facing life in prison, right? So the judge in this case, he's looking at his record. He's like, you killed somebody back in 99 and you should have been charged with a murder, but you got lucky. You only got a voluntary manslaughter. And now you're coming in front of me with another armed robbery, breaking into somebody's house, telling everybody to get down and eat the carpet and all this and that. This dude is facing life in prison. And this time now, at this moment, Sparks, he's a big time shot caller for 28th Street. He's almost the leader, almost. So Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department, they called this dude out of his cell one day, right? So they set up a meeting with him. So there's this fugitive task force for the Metropolitan Police Department. They call themselves like Las Vegas Safe Streets Gang Task Force, something like that, right? So they hit him up and they say, hey, listen, we want to work out a deal with you. So right now you're facing life in prison. Like you're never going to get out. But if you want to be a pinche rata, then we could work with you. We'll work on with the judge, we'll get your sentence drastically reduced. Hell, you might only even do 5 years. You got to do some time, but we want you to work with us, you know? So they want this guy to snitch on all his homies. They want to put an end to the 28th Street gang. And he says, okay, I'll take the cheese. So this fool becomes a big time rat, snitch. So Sparks, he gets out of jail, right? And all his homies, they're kind of looking at him and they're like, wow, how the hell did you get out of jail? And he's like, oh man, you know, they gave me a good deal, but you know, I'm still gonna do time, but they gave me OR. Oh, okay, that's cool. So anyway, so we fast forward to, it's New Year's Eve. We're in North Las Vegas, 2013, December 31st, right? So it's Sparks and his homeboy, Eric Montoya. And it's Montoya's niece. Now, I think Sparks was dating her at the time or fucking around with her or whatever. So they're in the car and they're rolling down the street. Now, Eric, he knows that there's a gun in the vehicle. And he also knows he has like a misdemeanor warrant for some bullshit case. So they're going down the street and they get pulled over by a North Las Vegas police officer for like some traffic bullshit or what have you. So he says, oh shit, we're getting pulled over. And they know they have a gun in the car. So the cop, he tells them all to get out, calls for backup. They cuff everybody up. They search the car. They're doing all of that, right? And they find a gun. And now Eric is sweating bullets, right? Because he's like, ah, shit, I got the warrant. And now they're going to charge me with the gun. So check this out. So Sparks, now mind you guys, he's working for the police. He's working for Metro. So he tells the cop, that's my gun. What? That fool, Eric looks at him. He's like, wow, this fool's fucking crazy. He's going to take the rap for us? And, Sparks is like, no, that's my gun. Yeah. So, but Sparks, check this out. He knows, like, he's been feeding information now for a few years to the cops about the 28th Street gang and any other gang members he wants to snitch on. And he ain't worried about it. So one of the cops, he runs his name and he finds out that he's a confidential informant. So he calls like his command. He's like, hey, I got this guy. He has a gun and he's out on OR, but like it says he's a CI. So he tells him to let everybody go. He's like, all right. So he takes the gun. I don't know if he gave him a ticket or what, but he just takes the gun and just lets them go. So they go back home and they drop Sparks off. So Montoya, he's with his niece and he says, hey, listen, he goes, I think that dude Sparks is a rat. And she says, how do you think he's a rat? She's like, how the hell are you going to let us go with a gun? We should have all went to jail, or at least me and Sparks. He says, I think that dude's a rat. So he tells his family, right? Because he has 4 kids, right? So he's not banging like that like he used to. So he tells his family, he goes, hey, that dude Sparks is a rat. If he ever comes by here, don't mess with him. Don't answer the door. Nothing. So later on, a few weeks later, Sparks is like, he's getting worried, right? Because he's been trying to hit up Montoya, to say, hey, what's going on, Holmes? Nothing. This guy's totally ignoring him. Finally, Sparks is getting really, really nervous. So he's like, man, I got to do something about that guy because now he's starting to think that this guy is telling all the other fools that he's a rat. And when he's going around the Varrio, people are they're acting kind of weird and shady on him, right? They're just acting strange. So he knows, he has a feeling that Montoya is telling people that he's a rat or whatever. So this dude, later on, a couple weeks later, this dude is spun. He's high off that scante. So he goes up to his door and he's knocking on the door. Knock, 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 knock. And nobody's answering the door, right? And he knows he's home because he sees his truck there. But they're not answering. Knock, 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 knock. Nobody's answering. So he sees the peephole, right? You could tell when you can see somebody looking out the peephole. So he sees it goes dark. That fool pulls out his .357 Magnum revolver and goes pop, 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 pop. Shoots 5 times through the door. He doesn't even know who's looking through the peephole, but it was Eric Montoya. And the family, they hear the gunshots. They come running into the living room and they see him in a pool of blood. And they call 911. Paramedic come. They pronounce him dead at the scene. So now, the family members are telling them that it was Sparks, Raul Gonzalez, that was knocking on the door. He's the one that shot and killed him. So within about, I want to say, maybe about less than an hour, they find the vehicle that he was traveling in, which of course was stolen. They got the gun that he used to kill him with. They got that in the car, so they arrest him, charge him with that murder, and he goes before the judge. So he was already facing life in prison for that armed robbery charge. Now he's facing double life for that robbery charge and for the death of Eric Montoya. So a couple years later, they would try him, find him guilty, and sentence him to life in prison. So currently, Raul Sparks Gonzalez is resting his heels at a Nevada prison, never, ever, ever getting out. Now, I don't know if he's calling shots where he's at now, but everybody knows that that fool who's in prison is a straight rata. Anyways, guys, Snitch Stories. I'm out of here. Leave a comment below. Tell me what other gang you want me to talk about. Maybe next time I might be talking about your gang. Peace out.